But next, I'm going to hand over to Gemma and Mark from IOTICS, who are going to be presenting on foundations of a digital twin ecosystem. So your screen's coming through now, Gemma, and it's loaded. You're good to go.
Hi guys, nice to see you all. I'm Gemma Beard. I work for IOTICS, looking after partnerships and our Data for Good program. And what I want to talk to you today about is how we're enabling multi-party data sharing. So I'm not going to spend too long talking about who we are or where we play. I'll let Vicky introduce us for me. I want to talk to you about some projects that we've been doing around Portsmouth Port. So the work that we've been doing in this space is really interesting. What we found quite revolutionary about it is the ability to get up and sharing data really rapidly. So in a matter of weeks, the 7 members of the consortium were able to share their data without having to agree on a data model up front, without having to sit down and speak about the language in which they're going to speak in, and without having concerns around their IP and the information they want to do. They were able to build this incremental trust that enabled them to find the value in the data that they were sharing before stressing about everything else that is normally the case with these projects. So within the consortium of SHAPE, there were a number of different partners, including Catapult, who for some reason come on the slide later just for extra oomph. So we work with all these different parties sharing the data, and I'm just going to show you a demo of this, hopefully. So what you're seeing here is the perspective from Portsmouth Port. It's interesting to note that the way that IOTICS works is that everyone's got they can only see the twins that are of value to them, but Portsmouth Port we always show in our demo because they can see basically everybody's. So the reason that this is interesting and important is that the ability to understand other people's data in a cooperative way rather than a collaborative way. So the guys are working towards 3 different use cases around environmental data, around operational data, and looking at how they bring green hydrogen into the port environment. And as such, being able to surface the data in the form of twins to others that they can, people can bring that data together and get value from it. So talking of a specific example, thinking around the air quality sensors and the air quality data, by being able to surface the data of the boats and the way that that's moving around the port, we're able to get the additional context to the data and understand the way that certain ships are providing really poor air quality and others are not having so much of an impact. And as such, you can use the context within that environment to create insights which lead to more value for the members of the consortium. There we go. So we're also doing this with other people as well. So we're doing some work in with the DigiTwin consortium. So they're more academic. There are members there from the universities of Sheffield, Liverpool, and Swansea. And the work that they've been doing is to build digital twins around a Hawk aircraft. So they are looking at doing a lot of really interesting scientific tests on the data that they've got and the twins that they've got. As such, they really needed a common language for their twins to talk. The ontologies that they've been using so that their semantically modeled twins can communicate are really specific. They couldn't wait around for standards because in their industry, they're just not coming. They've spent a lot of time defining the data so that it's machine readable and machine actionable. And as such, they've been able to cooperate and interoperate on that single platform from that single source of truth and build the trust in the data. Previously to working with the connected twins, they were sending each other CSV files to understand how things are working, and that's just not a sustainable way to operate. The guys said tangentially that they were losing friends over their data sharing at the moment. So this has really helped them to kind of create that team spirit and move forward with the project. So here we go. What does that mean? We're really seeing that it's great that there's loads of conversations around standards, but we can't wait for standards to happen to enable data sharing and connected digital twins. We're doing projects across maritime, transport, utilities, defence and academic, working with people that are already trying to securely and selectively share the data. We're seeing a move from collaboration to cooperation. So when you're collaborating, everyone's agreed on a single goal and purpose. And that can kind of get in the way of doing the bit that we're really good at. So focusing on cooperation, so enabling the data sharing to support other people's goals without it being the sole focus, is really meaning that the ability to address the big systemic challenges, so things like net zero, can happen as something that yeah, I've lost my thought. So incrementally, the evolution of trust, I think, I know this is something that this group's talked about before, the ability to just share the data that you want to share when you want to share it. Within the Portsmouth port, the SHAPE example that I spoke about, some of the members of the consortium didn't really want to share any of their data at all. Having the some of the top end kit around hydrogen electrolyzers, they don't want anyone to know what's going on because it's top of the range, brand new stuff. But the comfort to share the smallest bit of data can add value to other people within the group and within the consortium, and as such, that value can be identified, and then incrementally people can make the exchange of value and data in such a way that they weren't previously doing, because it's working at that really granular level. Yeah, so I think that's me. I've kind of whizzed through. I hope I'll be able to answer your questions at the end if I've missed anything. We have a Data for Good initiative that I run, which is all around bringing in, doing things for public good. So if you've got any projects that are going on and you'd like to talk to us about it, then please do. Thank you.